recap, I am now at page 16, the second paragraph of that table at page 16. Commissioner Spies had indicated that on 27 March 2025, Marius van der Merwe WhatsApped him, and then they had this conversation, and that Marius van der Merwe had made a Section 204 warning statement. Then I want to jump to page 17, still with that case, which concludes, where Commissioner Spies concludes, IPID and no one is treating this case fairly, according to him, him being Mr. Marius van der Merwe, and for the record, that is our witness D. So that is the context of the response that Mr. Kifelakai is about to provide, starting at paragraph 34 at page 15. You understood, Mr. Kifelakai? I was trying to provide appropriate context for the commissioners. Yeah. So if you could take it up from then, paragraph 34.
Yeah, the IPID received this case of Brakpan 429 and 4 of 2022. This is the murder in the dam. Let me also point out that this matter will also be, the more details, further details will be provided by the investigator during the course of the week to this commission. If you check on the subject, the commissioners, Brigadier Julius Mukanazi is still featuring, and other EMPD members, and of course the SAPS members. This is the death of Mr. Mbense. This is the incident that occurred between the 14th and the 15th April 2022. The deceased was taken from his place of rest, and on the 15th, the body was found at the Sparvathar Dam near the Duduza Township. In summary, on 34.1, the police visited Emmanuel Mbense to make inquiries regarding a truck alleged linked to stolen goods. There were allegations that Mr. Mbense did not provide requested information. As a result, he was assaulted by those officers that were attending. And they took him with, and the next day, which was on the 15th, the body is discovered at the dam. Commissioners, the person who discovered the body was just a fisherman who then alerted the police. But as I said, that final details will be provided, and it will be much more interesting to the commission. The post-mortem was conducted because the police reported inquest matter initially, but then IPID then took over the investigation based on the little information that they got from the family, because the family were raising concerns that, but there were police who came to our place and so on. But then the investigation knows, commissioners, on 34.5, Brigadier Mkhwanazi, along with other EMPD and SAS members, were included in an investigation that was completed, and the resulting recommendation for disciplinary actions were submitted to EMPD and SAPS on the 4th February 2026. The same day, the same docket, the case docket, was also referred to the DPP for prosecution, for decision to prosecute. Now, on this matter of Brakpan, where the person has been killed, the decision will be made most probably before the end of this month. is in with the DPP. Commissioners, this matters, both matters were prosecutorial guided. That's why it then becomes easier for the prosecutors to make decisions. It might appear that the matters have taken time, but when you are guided step by step by the prosecutor, you would want to follow what they are saying. And particularly in this matter, there was a missing link somewhere, which then necessitated that we find ways to make sure that there is compliance with this aspect, because it gave this case some strength. But the investigator will articulate that when she takes over the stand.
You criticized Ekurhuleni and EMPD for only acting when things come out in this commission. Looking at 34.5, the 4th of February 2026, now that looks like IPID did the same. After witness D testified in this commission, then suddenly IPID refers to Ekurhuleni for disciplinary proceedings against these individuals.
Thanks, Commissioner. Commissioners, I want to suggest that things might appear as the Commissioner sees them. However, I would perhaps maybe suggest that we leave that part for the investigator. It's going to come out juicy, because now...
I hope you're not avoiding it, and the investigator says, I'm only investigating a criminal case. I have nothing to do with referrals to the employer. I hope you're not avoiding it.
I'm not avoiding that, Commissioner, because the juicy part is that...
Don't tell me the juicy part. Just tell me you're not avoiding it because of that.
No, it's not, Commissioner. Yeah.
Be there.
All right.
Thank you, Commissioner Khumalo.
Can I ask a
Yes,
question that I
Khumalo.
think you are able to answer? Part of the complaint in previous evidence was that Mr. van der Merwe, the now deceased Mr. van der Merwe, was of the view that IPID was not interested in prosecuting this case. That's what Commissioner Spies said to us, and Mr. van der Merwe may well also have testified that way. What I would like to hear is, and it's a process question, when IPID is investigating a case such as this, or any case for that matter, what engagement with the family, for example, is there as you go along with these processes? What engagement is there with the complainant, even though in this case the complainant was also an accomplice in that he was at the scene and he admitted having participated, but he's the one that seemed to have brought it to the attention of the police, IPID. What, in terms of your processes, happens?
In terms of our processes, is that when you are dealing with the case such as your death matter, you'd have the family liaison first. That's key. That's the important activity that you have to prioritize. But in regard to this matter,
and the family liaison means what? I know you go to the family at the outset, say there's a death, you tell them there's a death. Beyond that, what does that liaison entail?
Yeah, normally the family would identify maybe one or two people to say, in the event that there is, you want to communicate, you don't communicate with every person. So we would want to have specific people, because we are dealing with sensitive information here. So we would want the family to say, we would rather identify so and so, because at least he has got metric, he will understand what you mean when you know, then you'll feed that person with the information, and then he will feed the family. So in this instance, there were two identified people who the liaison person and the investigator would then liaise with them in terms of the progress and also in terms of other information. Remember that this incident started at the family. So it was crucial that
At the family house.
at the family house.
Yes.
So it was crucial that there had to be that engagement. And it was the very same family that assisted in the whole process. It was the very same family that said, we are happy that you are doing good. And they didn't just say it in like verbally or orally so. They even reduced it in writing to say we are happy. And we understand that there are some interested parties that would say the family is not happy. But then you ask yourself, because I mean the liaison person, it's here, he knows what is happening. Then who is this uncle who's not satisfied? Are they not giving him feedback?
Yeah.
So we do experience such
You
things.
do have
Yeah.
a process of continuing liaison with families, with complainants. That's really what you're saying. It's a process issue that I'm asking.
And with regard to this matter,
Yes.
that's what happened. But I'm saying the family also had to express the satisfaction in writing, and it's recent. Nobody forced them. They were happy.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. Before then we turn to your paragraph 35, I need to address the commissioners and say, there is a table at page 17, table 4, and it's headed allegations made on the existence of criminal cases. Mr. Kefalaka is going to talk to those. But for purposes of our commissioner's piece table, I would like the commissioners to note the cases that he will not be speaking to, but that the next witnesses would address. That would be case 1 at page 11, the Patfontein case. There is a witness to talk to that.
Page 11 of
Page 11 of
Spies.
Commissioner Spies' statement. First item, Patfontein, the witness will speak to that matter. At page 12, item 2, precious stones, there will be a witness talking to that. Item 3, Benoni Smoke and King's Supermarket, once again a witness. Then I will skip to, there are 3 cases there, and these are items 4, 5, and 6 of Commissioner Spies' statement. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Commissioners. Mr. Kefalaka, I needed to put that context to the Commissioners before you then turn to your paragraph 35 and the table following. So you may now. Thank you.
Yeah. Table 35, 35.1, this table below outlines allegations submitted to the Commission about specific cases involving police members, and IPID was not aware of these allegations. However, the Directorate would have registered a criminal case if such was not done. But upon engaging with the Commission's evidence leaders on the 5th February, since the Directorate we undertook to follow up on all the 3 matters, and that where appropriate, we shall consider to open cases, and the matters will be prioritized. And then with regard to the Mayan case, which is on the table now, going straight to the first case on the table there.
Apologies, Mr. Kifelakai, perhaps for context, it's necessary to indicate what the Mayan case is about.
Okay.
That is, according to Commissioner Spies, that involved the theft of copper from I think, a citizen's plot in Mayan. And that is a case in which, during his testimony, Commissioner Spies provided video clips of police allegedly arriving at this plot. So then you deal with that at your item 1 of table 4. So you can indicate what IPID's position is as regards that alleged case that is said to be being ignored by IPID. Thank you.
Thanks, Essie and Commissioners. The case in question, which is Mayan case 72 of 8/2022, a follow-up was made with regard to the matter, and it was established that this matter was not related to the copper theft allegations that was made by Commissioner Spies. The matters are unrelated, and what we have also established was that Commissioner Spies just forwarded a clip to one of the investigators. He's a witness who will be testifying in this commission. And without even giving the reason why or giving the background as to what the clip was all about. And I think what also made things worse was that part of the clip was not opening, and that resulted to a criminal case not being opened. We are not aware of such a case. However, we thought we will then have to go deeper to try and establish the issues around that clip. Because where I'm seated, Commissioners, police have got the obligations, particularly Commissioner Spies at his level, that if he was aware of such, the best he could have done was to open a case, not to send a clip. And that is not how we communicate with the police with regard to cases. We do have the standard operating procedures, but beside that, Commissioner Spies should have gone to the nearest police station if he had evidence and report that. At his level, he had that responsibility. He didn't do that.
But from what you are saying, you are aware that the video clip was received.
Yes, it was sent to. He sent the video clip to a private phone of one of the witnesses, which was also not able to open all the.
Are you suggesting it was never sent to IPID? Are you saying that clip was never sent to IPID?
Chair, if I may,
yes,
Mr.
please,
Kefelaga, I think
please, yes.
Consider what you've just said. Who was the clip sent to?
Mr. Magagula
And who is that?
is the Assistant Director, IPID.
And then
IPID.
you called him a witness, that's why. You said it was sent to one of the witnesses.
That's what confused me.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was saying he is the witness in this.
Oh, the witness to come before the commission, that's what you meant?
Yes, that's what I'm
Okay.
trying to say.
You could
So
be
he
confused.
sent the clip, part of the clip was not opening, but I'm saying, I understand that he might have had a legitimate case to pursue, or that could have been pursued by IPID. But I think, and I believe that what he should have done
Okay, before being defensive, you say the clip did not open.
Part of the clip did not open. We don't know what it is. There is another part that was opening.
But Officer Magagula saw that it was from Commissioner Spies, and he knows who Commissioner Spies is and where he works. Or I should have said that in the past tense, but anyway, you hear me.
Yes, he knows who Commissioner Spies is.
So he received this and did nothing at all, just because the normal process in laying charges was not followed. He receives this, he sees it's a clip that has police officers, because you say part of it didn't open, so that must mean part of it did open.
Yeah, I think from where I'm seated, Commissioner Spies should have opened a case there and simply refer it to.
So Officer Magagula just ignored this, and he thought Commissioner Spies was sharing a video clip, just like friends will share video clips for fun amongst themselves.
Yeah, it's an abnormal process that a commissioner of police would just send a clip. It's very abnormal that such would happen. The expectation is that, and the practice is that they would open a case and then the police will then complete the necessary forms and they send the forms. So there is a process.
Yes,
that
and
needed to be followed.
and I'm aware, and I hope I don't sound unduly critical. I'm aware that it is not you that received this clip, but is it so that it showed police officers, or at least EMPD police officers, arriving at these premises, and they included a senior one, Brigadier Mkwanazi, who I assume must have been known to Officer Magagula?
The matter as it stands, commissioners, I would say Mr. Magagula would then talk to that part because from where I'm seated, I'm of the view that
I understand, and that's
Yeah.
fair enough. What you
Yeah.
say is fair enough. I guess I'm engaging you because you were just too quick to be defensive of Officer Magagula and whoever else.
Okay.
So naturally, my instinctive reaction was to engage you on you being so defensive. But I will leave it.
Yeah.
I will leave it there.
Okay. No, Commissioner, what I'm trying to say, Commissioner, is that we acknowledge that this Mayor 1072 is the incorrect case. It doesn't even fall within the precinct where Magagula is working. But then we also get to understand that this matter needs to be followed up because even if it was opened, Mr. Magagula wouldn't have known because it's in the Valrand and he's operating in the Ekurhuleni. But the fact that we seem to be getting some information around this matter, that it happened in the Val area and all of that, we might be able now to navigate towards trying to understand as to what exactly happened. Why was the case not opened? So that's what we will explore, commissioners.
Mr. Kifelagai, the answer you've given troubles me, and I don't think it is satisfactory because in Commissioner Spies' evidence and in his statement, he says all these matters were discussed at a meeting held in Rodiport, Florida, on the 6th of March, 2023. I mean, we are in February 2026. This is 3 years later. And the best we can get is that a clip from 3 years ago could not open, and therefore there are no further details other than IPID will open a case and conduct an investigation. I mean, that is not satisfactory. And I am led to believe that the person who provided the clip is deceased now. So you see what happens when 3 years is taken to open cases. Even witnesses disappear or something happens to them, and it's a problem. So I don't think it's good enough to say, oh, he sent it. I mean, Magagula was present at that meeting because we are told that attendees included the former executive director, as you say, Ms. Ntlatseng. Thulani Magagula was there. I won't mention the other name. I believe it's the next witness who's coming after you. Colonel Erasmus was there, Mapieye was there, and Spies was there. So if all these cases were discussed in March 2023, it's not good enough to say we'll open an inquiry in 2026 and start investigating. I'm hoping, maybe it's not you because you were obviously not in the meeting, that we will get better answers from those who were at the meeting and know what was discussed.
Commissioner, I was part of the meeting in Rodibord.
Yes.
This matter was not discussed. And even the case number that is provided here is incorrect. It doesn't talk to the clip. So if we have gotten to identify the fact that this case was handled, well investigated, and it relates to something else, but these details also Magagula will express them, but it was just from my point of view that this matter was not discussed during that meeting. Because had it been discussed, it would have been prioritized.
Thank you.
Mr. Kefalakai, before you move on, perhaps just to clarify a few issues. Earlier you spoke of how the province is split up into different jurisdictions, and you indicated that there is the area of Ekurhuleni where you say 6 investigators are responsible for Ekurhuleni. That's correct?
True.
Now,
Yes, yeah.
Mayatin, where does Mayatin fall in that division of splitting up the province?
Mayatin it falls under Sidibeng and West-Rand,
Okay.
meaning the team in the West-Rand also deals with your Sidibeng, your Vereeniging, Mayatin, Didier, Sebokeng,
Yes.
and yeah.
So when this matter comes to your attention, did you engage any of the investigators responsible for the area, including Mayatin, to establish the truth or facts around this case? Have you had opportunity to do so?
No, not yet. What we did, we checked with the Mayatin police station regarding the case that is the case in question. And
Okay.
we would have known because at some point when we were doing our own exercise in the office regarding those matters that involve certain figures, we then communicated with the supervisors in that area. I would have known that this figure is also involved, but that I would have gotten the information in that regard.
So in short, you are saying that you do not have a report from the investigators from the VAL in whose jurisdiction Mayatin falls as regards this matter. Is that what you're saying?
That's true.
And you haven't inquired from any one of them?
What I normally do is that they forward or they share that information on regular basis.
I apologize. On this one specifically, it's, as Commissioner Kumalo says, it's 3 years, and there was no report on this. But once you became aware of it, after Commissioner Spies testified, did you pick up the matter with those investigators responsible for Mayatin to at least establish what was happening in this case?
Yes, they said they do not have that matter. This matter in particular that relates to the clip.
And you left it there?
No, the decision is that we are going to then look into the matter because at the time we were busy preparing for the commission. But the idea is that we need to look at it thoroughly because the way it is, it's not just an obvious matter that you would just send anybody to go and, because now it has become clear that something was not done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commissioner Spies in his statement lists this as a Mayan theft copper case 72/8/2022, a case number, Mayan. Correct. So in your page 17, at your page 17, item 1, you say it was established that case 7208/2022 was not related to the copper theft allegations. You see that?
Yes.
What did you establish that case to be about?
It relates to the theft of copper cable from that belongs to Transnet.
No,
And-
sorry, I'm talking about case number 72/08/2022. Is that what you're answering to?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I'm answering to say it doesn't link to the video clip, but although it does talk to the fact that it relates to the copper, find many of those cases being reported on monthly basis that relates to copper. So, but these ones, there are a number of them that were opened during that period, and including this one, but they don't relate to the clip. So now, hence we thought it prudent that we need to sit down and strategize and look into this. So it's something that we will of course do this coming week, but within this month we should have made some progress.
And lastly, if this links into a question posed earlier, I think by the chair, upon receipt, let's not talk specifically about this clip, but upon receipt by any of the investigators of IPID, let's say, as in this case, of a clip where the commission of an offense is conclusive, you can see from the clip that there is an offense committed, with no complaint or report to the police station, does IPID have the power to initiate the investigations based on the evidence received? Would IPID have such a power?
Commissioner, it's possible that sometimes we do react on articles, paper articles, clips. We do that. And especially some of this from the media platforms, we do look into that and just to try and verify as to whether do we have this case, particularly where it is clear that there is police involvement on matters that falls within our mandate. But I think the tricky part about this one in particular was that the person that sends this clip.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kifelaga, if I may just interject. Perhaps I was not as clear as I hoped to. I'm asking generally.
Yeah.
If a video clip is sent to any of the investigators in IPID, and when you watch that clip, you see a clear commission of a crime by seemingly a police officer, would IPID have the power to initiate its own investigation just based purely on the clip in the absence of a report having been made to the police station? Do you have that power or you don't, to your understanding?
I think I understand the question. In terms of the powers, we do have the powers to can do that, because I'm talking that from previous experience, that we would then inquire about, we would do the follow-ups about the matters, particularly if it's just circulating, to try and check, I see this, is it in your province? Sometimes I will have an indication that this happened within a particular province, then I will phone, check with that province as to whether there was a case and all of that. So we do make those efforts to try and check if indeed this is legitimate or what. But what I've observed as well, with all the initiatives that we are taking, you would then be told that, no, this matter it's a 2016 matter or 2020 matter. And we dealt with this matter and it has been disposed of. So that's why I'm saying we do make follow-ups, and where there is really ways to deal with that matter, we do so. A typical example is a matter in Limpopo that was on public media and all of that. We followed up on that matter, and the case was opened, and the suspect was arrested and still in jail as we speak.
But,
So-
it seems
Yes,
that,
Commissioner.
sorry, it seems that the answer to your question is really simply Section 28 allows you to do
Yes,
that.
yes.
Because it doesn't say there has to be a complaint, right?
Yes.
If there's a death in custody, it's a matter that you investigate. So the
Yes.
answer is you do have
Yes.
power. When
We do
information
have power.
comes to
We
you
have
to
done that
initiate.
before. Yes. Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. Chair, I've taken 10 minutes into lunch. On my estimation, it should not take Mr. Kifelakai longer than 30 minutes to complete his statement. I'm in the Commission's hands.
Let us adjourn and resume at 2:10, and then we'll take
Then
that.
we'll finish it.